was getting more and more interested in the question how to feed the world, because we see all these papers here, for our research, and then always the introduction is how are we going to feed the world. And with biology, it was all very rational, like how do we produce more yield? It was a very rational approach. And I had this gut feeling that there was something else. It was my intention to take 2 masters, but in the end I did, and I had some really funny periods where in the morning I had biology, and it was very much on how are we gonna produce more yield or something, and then in the afternoon it was sociology, and there it was what's the bigger picture, and what is it about in other viewpoints. It was really amazing to, as a student, set up a course at the university, to feel empowered that you can do that you can shape education. And so it wasn't professors who decided how the course should look like and who were teaching. It was the students who asked, okay, this is what we want to learn, and so we are going to invite these and these people, and not just professors, but also people who have more practical experience. So farmers, peasants, activists, people from NGOs, people from companies, whoever. So you get a mixed knowledges from people, and mixed realities, and mixed viewpoints, and how is that possible? How can those who live in the countryside and who are working in the rural areas are the ones who suffer from hunger? And I think it's so important to see that there was this push from food crops to cash crops. So food crops are the crops that you grow to feed your own family. It's very diverse, it's small scale often, and then there was, especially after the war, the Second World War, there was this huge push to develop the world, like I've seen in Indonesia for my thesis, and they were all pushed sometimes by force, with military, with the shock doctrine method, towards producing cash crops, and cash crops are there for the world market. It's cotton and soy and coffee and stuff like that. When you are in shock, whether it's a natural disaster or a made, like a war involving torture especially, then people are so scared that you can just change. You are very obedient, obviously, and you can change the government and change policies, and that's what happened. They really opened up all the markets and allowed the green revolution to come in, so the industrialization and this shift from peasant agriculture and food crops towards bigger industrialized farming and cash crops. It was insane to hear these stories from the farmers, and it was really, really amazing and crazy. So when I came back, in the Netherlands here, then when I got involved with Boerengroep and food, your whole idea of food is so different, and agriculture. And you really see it as something very, very political. After my 2 studies, I figured out I wanted to work on the land. First it was an ideological thing, saying I do not anymore want to support industries that are guilty of land grabs and exploiting people in the third world. So I want to produce my own food and give people around me the option to not invest their euro in negative bad and industries, but in a fairly produced product. So that's first I started in an ideological way, and when I started to work more and more as a volunteer on the farm, I also realized, wow, after a day of work I feel satisfied, and I feel I did something nice, and I am tired because it's hard work, but I'm happy, and it's nice to be in the sun and in the wind, and I hear the birds, and I'm working with people. There's no stress, and I was like, this is it's really good.